Today on Rappler. The US and the Philippines announced a task force to help re-establish deterrence in the South China Sea. US President Donald Trump orders the US military to restart nuclear weapons testing. Britain's King Charles strips younger brother Andrew of his title of prince and forces him out of his Windsor home. Philippine restaurants receive Michelin stars for the first time in 125 years. And Alex Eala bows out of the WTA Hong Kong Open with a heartbreaking defeat. The United States and the Philippines announced the creation of a task force that would help re-establish deterrence in the South China Sea. Philippine Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. meets with his U.S. counterpart Pete Hegseth on the sidelines of the ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Hegseth says the task force would help in increasing interoperability, exercising, and preparedness for contingencies between the two countries. He adds, quote, "We share concerns over China's coercion in the South China Sea, particularly in Scarborough Shoal. Ties between the two treaty allies, especially when it comes to defense, have grown closer since President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. took office. Hegseth and Teodoro have met at least 4 times in 2025. US President Donald Trump orders the US military to immediately restart nuclear weapons testing after a halt of 33 years. The message appears to be aimed at rival nuclear powers China and Russia. Trump makes the surprise announcement while on board Marine One, flying to meet President Xi Jinping for trade negotiations in South Korea. In a post on Truth Social, Trump says, quote, "Because of other countries' testing programs, I have instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. That process will begin immediately." No nuclear power other than North Korea in 2017 has carried out explosive nuclear testing in over 25 years. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who commands the world's biggest arsenal of nuclear warheads, has repeatedly said that if any country tests a nuclear weapon, then Russia will do so too. China's foreign ministry calls on the US to abide by its commitment to a moratorium on nuclear testing. Britain's King Charles strips his younger brother Andrew of his title of prince and forces him out of his Windsor home. Buckingham Palace says Thursday, October 30, Andrew will move to an alternative private accommodation on the Sandringham estate in eastern England. This move by the king seeks to distance the royals from Andrew over his links to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. 65-year-old Andrew has come under mounting pressure in recent years over his behavior and his ties to the late sex offender Epstein. Earlier this month, he was forced to stop using his title of Duke of York. He quit all royal duties in 2019 and then was stripped of his military links and royal patronages in 2022. He has always denied allegations of sexual misconduct lodged against him. For the first time in its 125-year history, the Michelin Guide unveils its selection of Philippine restaurants for 2026 on Thursday, October 30. It recognizes 108 establishments, with 1 earning 2 Michelin stars, 8 taking home a 1-star rating, 25 under the Bib Gourmand distinction, and 74 in the Michelin Guide selection. The highest Michelin star rating is 3 stars. 2 stars is an honor for, quote, "excellent cooking, worth a detour." The lone Philippine restaurant given 2 Michelin stars is Helm in Makati City by chef Josh Boutwood. The following restaurants meantime get 1 Michelin star, signifying, quote, "high-quality cooking, worth a stop." For decades, Michelin stars shaped the culinary maps of cities like Tokyo, Paris, and Bangkok, turning restaurants into tourist destinations. Visit Rappler.com for the full list of establishments and distinctions. Alex Eala's 2025 season ends with another stunning defeat. Eala bows out of the WTA Hong Kong Open with a heartbreaking 3-6, 6-3, 6-4 collapse against world number 21 Victoria Mboko of Canada. Eala starts off strong with a 2-0 lead, eventually setting the stage for a commanding 4-1 advantage ahead of a quarter-final berth. However, Mboko's steely composure prevails in the succeeding games, surging back with a stunning 5-game romp. Since winning her first championship in the Guadalajara Open, Eala labored through a series of heartbreaks during her entire Asian tour. After an eventful season, Eala is looking at 2 months of much-needed rest before the 2026 Australian Open in January. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gutinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the Rappler app.